Good evening, networking nerds, and welcome to the very first UniFi Oscars. Tonight, we're here to celebrate excellence in networking. We'll be honoring the best and brightest across the UniFi ecosystem in 2025, from cameras that can see into a raccoon's soul at 2 a.m. to access points so powerful they'll cover your neighbor's house. We're starting where all great award shows start, with the categories that hurt a little. That's right, we're starting with fan favorite categories such as Best Delay, Worst Marketing Name, and Disappointment of the Year. Because let's be honest, if you've never refreshed the store page at midnight hoping something finally goes in stock, are you even a UniFi user? Now, some of you may be wondering, is it really fair to make fun of Ubiquiti during a fake award show for a podcast focused entirely on their products? To that I say, absolutely. Because no one loves UniFi more than the people who complain about it nonstop, while still running it in production. Later tonight, we'll move on to the serious stuff. We'll recognize the best camera, best wireless access point, and other hardware that carried our networks through drop packets, angry users, and that one IoT device that refused to join 5 gigahertz. Then, we'll end with the biggest honors of all, Innovation of the Year, Application of the Year, and Hardware of the Year. So sit back, relax, and remember, if anything goes wrong, just reboot, try again. And let's begin. Let's begin with, somewhat ironically, Best Delay. So we talked about it a little bit earlier, the ML06, but there were a couple of things that were announced ahead of time or announced as coming soon and kind of got stuck in coming soon or early access. So my nominees for this category are the E7 Audience, the U7 Pro Outdoor, the Wave ML06, Superlink, I guess both the gateway and the sensors, and then on the software side, UISP 3.0. I think that was near a year. Wasn't that like 10 months or something between announcement and
October, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so it was 12 months, and right around 12 months was the LTU 2.4 to finally go GA. So what do you think, Jesse and Alex? What's your favorite delay of the year?
It's got to be the Wave ML06. I mean, that is just diabolical. It's like, what is it, 14 months, I think? So, yeah, I don't think anything's going to top that.
Well, okay, that might have the length record. I feel like the downside of that is it's a little bit less important. You know, we talk about it often, but like less people care about UISP. A lot of people have probably never even heard of the ML06. They're like, what is that thing? Jesse, you have a different opinion, huh?
I do. I'm in a different camp. In the beginning, if I remember correctly, in the beginning of my Superlink video, I called Ubiquiti a incredible tease because they showed off this wonderful ecosystem and they said, here's the thing that makes it all tick, but you can't have everything else for a while. And we're still waiting on some of them, and I'm very excited for them. And I enjoy the ones that I already have, but give me the rest of it, please. Still not here. Still waiting.
Well, yeah. So we got the gateway back in like March or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The actual sensor that it connects to. We got the glass break sensor. There's still most of those still are not released. Is that what you're saying? I thought they were mostly out by now.
Is the glass break out? I have the
Nope.
the contact center, the contact sensor. I have the environmental sensor. There was one other that I have.
Yeah, the glass break one's still not available.
There you go.
Neither is the wireless siren. Neither is the motionless sensor. And the smoke alarm as well.
At least,
it's not even...
at least the wired siren is out.
Yeah,
that's true.
And that's the other thing about Superlink is it's kind of replacing the Bluetooth-based UP Sense.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people invested in that ecosystem got hurt by that kind of being canceled, not supported on Wi-Fi 7 access points. So I think Superlink's a great choice. I vote Superlink is our delay of the year.
Ooh.
Woo.
Thank you.
Our next category is Best Zombie Hardware. So this category is dedicated to the older hardware that continues to stick around, receives the bare minimum of software attention just to keep them alive and still technically supported. So what do you guys think for nominees here? Anything stand out?
I got one that's been around a while that we haven't really seen or heard them mention. Is the Dreamwall.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That is a good point. Yeah. Yeah, they were saying at UWC that was going to be binned off. So I think someone asked Robert Perra. Yeah, someone asked him and said, "What's happening with the Dreamwall?" They basically admitted that it was a bit of an experiment. So unfortunate.
I'm gonna have to ask them to send me one if they have any left in the warehouse. Then I want it in the background.
You should get a Dreamwall Pro. Remember that?
Yes, Pro XG HDR.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, my pick is always Edge Max, just because I'm a UISP guy, and we point them out almost every time where there's like 1.10.1 RC2. It fixes one CVE. There's been a few Edge Max releases, but yeah, I like the Dreamwall.
Alex, on Ubiquiti for still doing security updates on those ancient.
Right.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, there's one tired intern, pounding out bug fixes.
Yeah.
Alex, you voted for what? Solar Point?
Solar Point, yeah, because it's. I think we can go back and listen to the episodes we've done previously, but there was must have been a 2-year period where I don't think anyone knew what was happening with that device, and there was a software update literally a week ago. So
you can still buy it.
Yeah, up and down, up and down, up and down. So
yeah, we covered it. They went through the trouble of updating the logos because it had the old U. So, and I think it got UISP put on it.
It did, yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right, that's just been hilarious. So
I vote Solar Point just for fun.
Okay.
Solar Point is our zombie hardware of the year. Honorable mentions go to the Dreamwall and Edge Max.
Ooh.
All right, and this next one is definitely silly. I just thought of adjective of the year. So like we like to poke fun a lot. They kind of go overboard with Pro Max, XG. I think Jesse, you just made it a joke about that. So this really is just like a gut check. Like, what do you feel? Of all the products this year, all the software, all the features they pushed, was it AI? Is it Ultra, Pro Max, 5G Max? What stands out as your adjective of the year?
I'm going with 5G Max because I remember when the iPhone 12 came out, there was all this buzz around 5G, and then now it's just like the UniFi 5G Max. So it's like, oh.
That is good.
Adjectives are funny.
Yeah, I'm curious what the Max in there is for.
Well, yeah, is there going to be a 5G Pro, a 5G Lite,
5G Entry or Lite,
5G Air? I voted AI just because there's the AI key, AI port. I think the port maybe was last year, 2024 maybe, but I think the key was in January. All the AI cameras, all the AI features, top to bottom. Channel AI is a software feature within network. So yeah, it's the year of AI for me.
Fair enough.
It's tough. That's tough. Trying to think here. XG isn't a new one, is it? This has been around a little while, I think.
Well, yeah, XG, HD, Pro, XG together, they kind of toss them all. Yeah, they've all been like Pro / Pro HG.
Yeah, I'll go with XG.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can't decide. I'm gonna, since I'm the host and you're the host. The one wearing the bow tie.
That's right.
I'm gonna just vote for myself and say AI wins.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel like it has to, honestly, given that just the year we've had with AI.
Honorable mentions to 5G Max and XG though. Cool.
Evan, you're gonna put the round of applauses in at the edit, right?
Hopefully,
for each of these.
Hopefully, yeah. Anyway, next is.
I don't know which of you edits it.
Alex, I thankfully have nothing to do with that. I just show up with a bow tie and then I leave.
Like a good Oscars Awards Show host.
There you go.
Next is our Overkill Product of the Year. This is dedicated to products at the top of the product line, which deliver unique features which, let's be honest, most of us do not need. So we have the E7 Audience, the big stadium-size Wi-Fi access point, replaced the base station XG. The AI Multi-Sensor 4, which I just think is a hilarious camera. The AI PTZ, or PTZ, as you may hear it, industrial and precision. Both those are pretty high-end cameras. I picked the Enterprise Campus 48S. I think the stackable option came this year. I might be wrong. That may be cheating from last year. I really love the AI horn speaker. And the spoiler alert, my pick is the ENVR bezel, which Jesse, you don't have one of those, do you?
I don't. I haven't quite graduated to get all of the E lineup, the enterprise size things. You got to go over to Clay at DPC Technology for those because he's got the big data center. But I think that well, I'll just go through these a little bit. The AI horn was my initial gut check because that thing is just so freaking loud that it's just so extra, so ultra. The Enterprise Campus 48S is bonkers. The AI PTZ industrial and precision cameras, I can see there being an actual use case for and makes sense. The AI multi-sensor 4 is also overkill for anything I would use it, but I want one anyway because, yes, that much, like, what is it, 32 megapixel sensor altogether. This thing's a powerful beast, and I love the 180. But if I could have the MS4, for sure, that thing looks awesome. That being said, as the most overkill extra, I'm surprised people are buying it, but people are buying it because sexy racks are all what this is all about. I'm going to agree with you and go EMVR bezel.
Yeah, it's what for those that don't remember, it's just like what, a 2U faceplate that has a screen on it, so like you can
LED. Multicolored LED faceplate that goes on the front of it.
Right, because you need RGB lighting in your data center.
RGB.
You need a touch screen.
Yep.
For something, the whole thing is
does the touch screen
amazing.
have the swipe to view like the most recent detection on there for the
you can watch the
96,000
videos
cameras that you have connected through it?
Yeah, you can bring up your video feed of yourself in the data center on the touchscreen. Anyway, it's amazing. We all love it. The bezels are overkill product of the year.
Yay!
No dissenting votes.
No, that's a home run, that one.
Yeah.
Speaking of dissenting votes, this is a silly category too. Worst marketing or product name. The obvious, I feel like the honorary name here is Swiss Army Knife. That was 2024, so that's kind of the emeritus pick. Unfortunately, we can't pick Swiss Army Knife.
That would have been my pick.
That would have been mine too. But if you just kind of think about that lane where they have a silly name for something, whether that's in their marketing materials or the actual product name itself. We talked about it earlier, but the Dream Router 5G Max, that's a little bit silly. We don't know what it's maximizing. The Enterprise Fortress Gateway, that's, I think, cheating a little bit. I think that's a carryover from 2024, but that is so ridiculous, I feel like it should be pointed out. Another category I like is products that they rename. Like we had for years the Mission Critical, and now it's called the UPS PoE Switch. Remember, I think they tried to rename the XG8 or XG6 PoE back in the day. They just kind of changed their names. It's weird. But the last few are the Wi-Fi Man Wizard, the SFP Wizard. And when they did that little sale, when they announced the SFP Wizard, they called that SFP Liberation Day. And that is my... because I still don't understand what that means. That's my pick for worst marketing or product name of the year. It's SFP Liberation Day. But anything else you guys can think of as far as silly names?
I was having a scroll through the list of products, and they're not as silly this year in terms of names. And I think you are right. The SFP Liberation Day is one of those silly ones. It did sound quite bonkers when they did the video about it. So
yeah, well, yeah, we're all liberated, so we're thankful for that. And that's actually on the backside of the SFP Wizard is actually a really cool device. So it's just weird that like they put the name on it though.
I was going to choose Swiss Army Knife because I'm actually going to visit my in-laws, and my father-in-law is like, "Hey, do you mind if I send you a Swiss Army knife that you can bring with me, or you can bring with you? Will you bring it in your luggage?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Ship it to me." I'm picturing like little red Swiss cross on it, Swiss Army knife with all the pieces that come out of it and the corkscrew, and up shows a Ubiquiti Swiss Army knife. I'm like, I have one of those. I could have just given you mine.
But you can do anything with it.
Talking about,
yeah.
But I also was I was thinking about like the doorbell lineup, because we've got the G4 doorbell and the Doorbell Pro, and then we got the Doorbell Lite this year. But the doorbell that we would think would be a replacement for the G4 Doorbell Pro isn't a doorbell at all. It's the entry. It's the G6 entry, and the G6 entry Pro or Pro entry, or I can't remember which direction these go. G6 Pro entry. There we go.
I think Pro is before now. So like for all the cameras,
Yeah.
it's like Pro Turret, not Turret
Yeah.
Pro. But
Yeah, but the iPhone 17 is Pro Max, and
right. Don't think about it too hard.
oh, my head hurts.
Anyway, our winner is SFP Liberation Day. Swiss Army Knife, you get the honorable mention, and the emeritus pick there from last year. And then last, our last silly category is slightly more serious. It's the disappointment of the year. So it's dedicated to everything that didn't live up to the hype, products that didn't deliver on their features or promises, or just lackluster or slow software updates. So this could really be anything. I thought of a few things that I put in this list here. One we touched on earlier is the wall APs not having switch ports, especially the 6 gigahertz U7 options there. A lot of people that tested the enterprise campus switch. There's a lot of problems that came specifically with the 3.0 release, I believe. Just stability of the stack, MC lag, all the features that they tout on that top end switch. That's $4,000 for the top model there. It just wasn't stable, so that's kind of a disappointment. We talked about it earlier. Superlink delays. I noticed UniFi Express had a very slow software cadence. They were stuck on like 4.0 UniFi OS for a long time. A lot of people were disappointed with MLO just as a feature and kind of Wi-Fi 7 more broadly. Just not seeing improvements in their networks and kind of, not living up to the hype. And then lastly, the kind of ongoing problems we saw with APs, specifically related to like IoT devices or 2.4 gigahertz only devices. A lot of the early firmware releases for the U7 and E7 APs, almost every other comment was like an issue with a 2.4 gigahertz device. So that was months and months that we covered, and that was my pick for disappointment of the year. But what about you guys?
I put down Superlink delays because they're just, as you said earlier, it was just that they announced all these things and they're very slow to release, and there's still some stuff missing, like the smoke alarm. So that was a bit disappointing. So
yeah, I might have to agree with you. Was the Cloud Gateway Max this year, or was that last year?
Max was last year. The Fiber was this year.
Fiber's a beast. I wish both of them had a built-in AP because I just like shoving APs and everything. I think also the 5G, like the 5G cellular stuff, I wanted more in that area. Like the Dream Router 5G Max is my ultimate take it on the road, power everything anywhere device, and it's not out yet. So I'm very much looking forward to testing the hell out of that because I do travel a lot. But I think given what I said earlier in the show with Superlink and how I have so much of it and it's a tease and I want the rest of it, so I'm going to agree with you as a delay of the year or whatnot.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
Superlink delays is our disappointment of the year.
I'm about to get an email from Ubiquiti. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You love the Superlink.
We gave you all of this
it.
stuff. We gave you all the amazing Superlink things, and yes, I want more.
It was specifically the delays. To your point, it is a good product. The sensors you have work well. You don't have complaints about the product. It was just the rollout, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
it's a tease. I want the rest of it.
We're back on Ubiquiti's good side. It's a good product. We just wish it came quicker.
Yes.
Speaking of good products, we're on to the best hardware. First category up is camera. So as we mentioned previously, there's like a dozen or so. We don't need to read them all out, but of all the G6 cameras and a few AI models, Jesse, is there anything that stands out as your pick for camera of the year?
So hard. I need like a subcategory camera of the year because the G6 Instant was phenomenal, incredible. I use a lot of G4 Instants, and just putting the micro SD card in here, as well as there you go, as well as the higher quality sensor. It's just a beast of a camera. I love it. It's so easy to deploy. I do travel with them now, especially with the travel router. I've been crazy excited about the G6 180. That just solved a massive problem for me. If you watch my video of living on the corner of a very busy street, I now can see full 180 across there, and that's a phenomenal camera. And I actually missed a piece in my review there. There's a adjustment hinge on the angle. So I put the wedge mount in so that I could see down further, but then it was too far down. There's a screw on the side where you can actually adjust on the camera itself. So I got to go and do an update on that. That being said, as far as like best camera goes, I think it's also most improved from the previous generation. I got to say the G6 PTZ, the tracking on that fixed everything that was wrong with the previous generation to the point where it's almost cinematic as it follows the person across the frame.
Wow.
I was blown away by that, and I'm ashamed that I didn't do a video because I had such a good experience with it. I wanted to share that with people, and I should probably do something like that. So I think I'm going to go G6 PTZ. And it's a difficult one because the caveat there is you don't only want a PTZ camera. Like, you want a contextual camera, and then you want the PTZ to jump in and grab the action. But overall, as like a super awesome camera and biggest improvement for the year, I got to go PTZ.
Fair.
And Alex, you picked the Pro Bullet?
Yeah, so I haven't really had much experience with any other cameras this year. I haven't really had a chance to play around with them, but the only one I have had sort of limited my sort of scope. But as far as I understand, this is the only new camera that they've basically perfected the mounting situation. So with the older cameras and the G6 Bullet, you'd have to tighten one thing and tighten something else, and it all moves around. Whereas with the mounting for the Pro Bullet, you can use an Allen key, a torque screw, to actually mount it in place, and it worked so well, and you can get it in such a good position. I thought that was a really positive change for the mounting side of things, especially when you're up a ladder. It's a bit precarious, but also just the image quality, it is genuinely quite impressive. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's and as Jesse said, they've got the same sensor in all the other cameras, so to that end it's probably the same on the other ones too. But the main thing that stuck out to me was the mounting procedure for that camera is just really, really good.
Yeah, I went with the G6 180, like Jesse mentioned in his video, which I watched and was great. I just thought it was such a cool way to solve a problem. Like, getting, the G6 Instant is 4K and improved over the G4. The Bullet, the Dome, like PTZ, PTZ. Those improvements are big. Like, some of those generation over generation improvements are big and like worth calling out. But I think the G6 180 is like a whole new camera that a lot of manufacturers don't have something like that, where you get that wide panoramic view, and plus it looks like a freaking headset. Like, it's crazy
it's
looking,
tiny.
it's cool, great quality, like, all those nice little features. I picked the G6 180. I could be talked into the Pro Bullet or the PTZ.
I could be talked into the 180 easily.
Okay, Jesse, you're our tiebreaker. What do you say?
I'll go 180.
Okay.
Given that I did a 30-minute video on this, and that was like cutting down of 2 hours of filming, so.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Okay, and the PTZ and the Pro Bullet will be our honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel like we have to give Alex the win the next time, though.
Right, yeah. You can't always win the tiebreakers. And yeah, speaking of categories, I did break this out because I didn't know how to break all this stuff down, but the doorbell and access hardware I kind of shoved together. So that at least got doorbells out of the camera category.
Yeah.
And not that these are really cross-compared, but we got the doorbell Lite, the G6 entry, and the G6 Pro entry. We also got all the G3 readers, the G3 Reader, Reader Pro, and Reader Flex, and then we got the retrofit kit and the hub and readers. So of all those things, what stands out as the best doorbell or access hardware?
I mean, the doorbell Lite's the only real doorbell.
That's true. What's a doorbell?
What's a computer?
Right. Yeah. Joke acknowledged. I picked the G6 entry just because people have been waiting for the G4 doorbell and doorbell Pro to be replaced for so long, and we finally got like a proper replacement in the way that it has the package camera and the screen and all the stuff you'd expect. The doorbell Lite's a great lower end option, but to me the G6 entry is the real replacement for that people have been waiting for. So that was my pick, but I don't know this hardware very well, so I'll defer to you guys.
I thought, just based on the price point, I know it's lacking that package camera, isn't it? The doorbell Lite for me is just literally on price point alone. That's such a really good option, because I'd imagine a lot of people, when they're looking at UniFi systems, the price is sometimes the kicker. So that for me is one of the highlights for me. So
plus it was for sale immediately, which that's handy.
Yes.
In my experience, also the camera, I guess length, the top to bottom
Yeah.
field of view on the doorbell light was sufficient that for most, like, it did cover within up to like a foot of the bottom, like looking downward up against the door, almost a foot out. Beyond that, it was covering everything, but it could see up until a foot in front of it. And I think that unless, obviously some packages, depending on how and when they get delivered, if they're placed up against your door, you're not going to see them, but you will see pretty much a lot more of the area there because it's horizontal as opposed to vertical, which the G4 doorbell is, and that carries over, as I understand it, in the G6 entry. I haven't had a chance, like I mentioned before, to put the G6 entry up and start testing it, so I can't tell you in my environment how it compares, but I understand it has a very similar field of view with a I think it's a higher quality sensor in it. I would have to go on the G6 Pro entry though. I'm not even sure the G6 Pro entry versus the G3 Reader Pro, they feel very similar.
I think
we almost don't need the G3 Reader Pro anymore now that you've got the G6 Pro entry. So maybe next year we won't get a G4 Reader Pro and it'll just be the Pro entry. The only downside to the entry, standard, and Pro is that we have lost the ability to power it on low voltage wiring. And for me personally, that's an issue because where my doorbell is, it's all I got, and it's a stone wall, and I don't really have any way, even with the retrofit gear, to swap that out. So, but that being said, I still think the Pro entry is going to be the best one. That being said, we don't have it yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like your argument, but it is disqualified because it is not released.
It's in the list,
and Alex was due for a tiebreaker, so we're gonna go with doorbell light. That's our best doorbell access hardware, and you can actually buy it.
$100. That camera is awesome.
Yeah.
$99. I love it.
And the last in the Protect area is kind of the best non-camera Protect hardware. So we do have a few options here. We have the AI key, which was released at the beginning of the year. All allow the AI port, which is kind of the simpler option. That was at the end of last year, so close enough. So we have the AI key and the AI port. We also have the AI horn speaker, the NVR Instant, which is the built-in switch, or the NVR with the built-in switch thing that was released. I think that was late summer. And then we also have Superlink, because we can't stop talking about Superlink and need to put it in every category. But it seems like we're all in agreement here. We all picked the same thing.
Yeah, unanimous here. I almost went with Superlink because I love Superlink, but the AI horn speaker also fantastic. But the NVR Instant gets the category of the Costco cameras, and I hate those hard to use, annoying to install, unupdatable garbage systems that everybody buys for their homes and asks me to help them fix when they break, which always happens. So Ubiquiti, please get on the phone with Costco and get in the stores so that people can just buy the NVR Instant and not the Chinese whatever brand that half of them are banned anyway.
Yeah, this device was one of the things that I think people have been asking for a very long time. Built-in PoE switch, built-in hard drive, built-in viewport as well.
Viewport, amazing.
So yeah, very good.
Yes. Yep. No argument. The NVR Instant is our best non-camera Protect hardware. If that's not a specific enough category, I don't know what is. This one's a bit broader. So this could be UISP, but for the most part, let's be honest, it's UniFi that we're talking about here. The best wired networking hardware. So if you cast your mind back to, I think it was January or February, we got the Express 7, Dream Router 7, and the Cloud Gateway Fiber. I think that was maybe March. We also got the Flex 2.5G switches, the Pro HD 24, which I think the whole point of the Pro HD was they had a high density of 2.5 gig interfaces, more so than the Pro or Pro Max. It got very confusing. We also got the WAN switches. We got 4 different models of the XG switches. So we had the 8, the 10, the 24, and the 48. I think the 8 and the 10s were the weird ones that were not full rack width, I believe, right? That's the main thing I remember about those.
The desktop ones, yeah.
Yeah. And then we also got the device bridge switch, I think just last month.
Does that count under wired?
I could be argued either way. Maybe it's nominated in both categories.
Right.
But yeah, my pick was the Cloud Gateway Fiber. I think it's kind of sad that product didn't come out earlier, especially compared to the Ultra and the Max. All three are pretty good devices in their own way, but the Cloud Gateway Fiber just has so much more CPU grunt, which yes, it has the power, and then also obviously the SFP interfaces. So I think that's a great place to start if you're looking to build a small little home network or play around with UniFi. I think it's a great little all-in-one console. So that's what I point people to first, and that's my pick for best wired networking hardware. What about you guys?
I put down the device bridge switch because it's quite a unique device, and I can see that being very useful in homes, small houses, trying to get connectivity in certain places without running cables. If you'd have rented accommodation, for example. So the pure flexibility of that device was quite impressive to me. So I thought that was pretty good, quite unique as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great execution of it. I like the little screen on the front so you can tell what it's doing and how good the signal strength is. And I think that's going to be very popular, especially like you're saying in the renter units. And if I was in that situation and not just putting holes all over everywhere in my house to test this stuff, I would be right along with you. To your point, Evan, the Cloud Gateway Fiber has way more power and features than it has any right to have. And I mean, for the price also is $279. It's got that's without storage, but also the SSD storage directly in there. That being said, I'm going to go on the higher end. I like the XG switches. I've been running the 8 on my desk here. I've got the 10 back here in the test rack, and I got the 24 down there in the production rack. And that can do everything. It's just awesome. It powers everything. It's extremely fast. It's my backbone for the larger scale, not quite enterprise, but the larger scale networks. And so that's my vote.
All right, it's the year of AI and XG. But yeah, hey, we all voted for anything else. So I'm calling host privileges. I'm going to go with Cloud Gateway Fiber. And
was it this year? Really?
Yeah, I think it was March.
Wow. It's been a year, man.
But yes, honorable mentions go to the XG, and I don't even know if it's a technically wired product, but yeah, the device bridge switch is very cool.
It occurs to me I have the fiber sitting right here. So
nice.
There you go.
I got all the toys, boys.
It's an award-winning product there.
Yes, it is.
Next, we have best wireless networking hardware. So this is a very crowded list. The E7 Campus, and E7 Audience, they were kind of announced right at the end of last year, technically December 2024. But the Audience didn't come out until I think it was March. So we also got the E7 Pro XG and XGS, the U7 Pro Outdoor, the Lite, the LR, the in-wall, the Pro XG wall. Probably more exciting than that list of incremental updates was the Device Bridge IoT, the Device Bridge Pro Sector.
I never got a chance to test that one.
Yeah,
Pro Sector. I have it.
Yeah, and the actual Device Bridge and Device Bridge Pro, like the client devices, those were at the end of last year. But we got the Sector, which is like a point-to-multipoint setup for those, and the IoT version. We also got the Wave AP Gen 2, the Wave MLO 5 and 6, and the Travel Router. So what do you guys think for best wireless networking hardware?
You guys have put down the XGS, yeah. I put down the travel router, even though I haven't even played with it yet, just purely based on Jesse's video and how flexible that new device is, and just the price point. I think it's something I've actually went on the store today before it sold out and purchased it immediately because it's so cool. So. Yeah.
In those 8 minutes where it was actually in stock for you.
Yep. Managed to get in there.
Well, yeah, amazing. I mean, Jesse, like me, you voted for the XG or XGS. It's kind of the same thing to me. Why'd you think that?
I think it's an incredible redesign of the access points and going to be likely the cornerstone of Ubiquiti's design going forward. And it's a much needed, and I think it was done extremely well. They're very powerful access points. They do get hot, like all these. Wi-Fi 7 is hot, but they do a good job of dissipating the heat, and they have all the features that I want. No, they don't have Bluetooth in them, as we talked about before, but that's why we're getting Superlink, I suppose. I think that that especially looking at it against like the was it the U7 Pro, there's such a stark difference of how much of a major redesign this is, and I look forward to it coming to the rest of the lineup, which we're already starting to see with the U7 Pro XG wall. I believe has a similar makeup in the back there. So I'm using it here in the studio, and that's my go-to for when I just want to put a powerful AP up that's not like a mesh or something specific to the specifically needed for the environment.
Yeah, well said. And yeah, I think the coolest thing about the XG and XGS redesign was like they had that little video where they talked about like we learned some lessons while we were making the E7 and E7 campus, and that new industrial design. Not only does it look nicer and it's flatter and thinner, but like it has real impacts as far as heat dissipation and all of that. So yeah, I agree. I think it is going to be the kind of foundation for a lot of access points going forward, and it was truly a next generation hardware design. So that was my pick, and 2v1. The U7 Pro XG and XGS are our wireless.
Based on the over 50,000 views already on my travel router video, that's going to be a pretty popular product and climbing. So.
Well, yes. We'll skip one here because no one cares about accessories, right? Although I do want to call out. I think we talked about it several times, but all the camera mounting options and the junction boxes and all that was my pick for accessory of the year. But whatever. Moving on to what we're here to what we're here to talk about, the innovation of the year, which is I was going to stop you. I was going to say, Alex, the travel router I think belongs here. But the innovation of the year category is dedicated to new products, new categories, unique features, innovative new hardware and software that Ubiquiti delivered this year. So to me, my list was the Device Bridge products. We talked about them just a minute ago. The NVR Instant, mostly just for kind of putting everything that we need in one package finally. The Travel Router, which we talked about at the start of the show. I think UniFi Drive and the UNAS. We had a couple different models of the NAS, but UniFi Drive has really come into its own. We also got somewhat controversial maybe, UniFi OS server, and the kind of unclear future of self-hosting the UniFi network application. And my weirdo pick was techspecs.ui.com, and
you would.
I have to say I love the updated web store design where they have the little toggle to compare.
Amazing.
I use that all the time. I'm sure most people listening do. That's kind of a weird backdoor innovation of the year, but like that was my favorite change that they made out of anything. But what do you guys think?
I did put down NVR Insta, but I've changed my mind because it isn't really an innovation. It's more of a sort of obvious thing that they should have done, if that makes sense. Whereas I'm going to put down the unified travel router because, yeah, that's got me quite excited. So that's quite innovative, isn't it? So I think that's pretty good.
Certainly,
such a cool device.
I'm tempted to agree with you, to be honest. I look at this list and it's difficult because. My gut reaction is I want to give it to Superlink, but I also want to give it based on products that are available today. And Superlink, while it is available today, what makes the entire Superlink family so powerful is the integration of everything. And I really, really want to see the smoke detection and the alarm monitoring and all of the elements there put together, the remotes, the glass break. I want to have all of those and have the whole ecosystem as we've already been teased with it. So I'm going to not give it to Superlink yet. Probably next year I'll give it to Superlink. The travel router, I do really agree with you that this is an incredible update, and the only thing I think it's missing is a 5G SIM card in it. I do wish that I could just have this be like the not the UTR, the UMR.
Just wait for the travel router 5G Max.
Right. Well, I want them to merge the UMR with this because this has an AP in it, which is great. But even the 4G would have been good in this because of Wi-Fi 5. But Wi-Fi 6 and a 5G would probably be great. They'd obviously have to make it a little bit thicker. But I will give the award based on the blowout, breakout product of the year for me that I have used the most, other than obviously Wi-Fi because I'm always on Wi-Fi. But the UNES, the network attached storage, and the drive, I absolutely love it. I have 29 terabytes of files used on there. Video editing as a creator. Say again?
Big flex.
Yeah.
Big flex, big flex. By the way, it was like
Only
my Black
29
Friday,
terabytes? Come on, man.
my Black Friday purchase was going out and getting a few more drives before the prices went through the frickin' roof. So I have to do a video on migrating all of those terabytes from the UNAS to the new UNAS, the UNAS Pro to the new UNAS 8 or whatever. I don't remember. And I also have the UNAS 2 back over here, which I haven't reviewed either. But just having a tied-in Ubiquiti product that works in the ecosystem and is incredibly powerful for fast file storage. Like I'll be working on a video and my Mac, which is only 512 or a terabyte, will run out of space. And I'll be like, all right, no problem. And I'll just grab a bunch of files, throw them over on the NAS and get back to work. Like it's so easy. And sure, there's other products out there that do this, but this has the integration into the ecosystem that just makes it so simple to manage. And you know, with new updates comes new features and it's great. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Well, yeah, and Alex, I know you've been living on the NAS that you had. You got what last year?
Yep.
And you've been using UniFi Drive. I was going to say that's a good, second pick for me, or maybe a more realistic pick than what I had. So I vote the NAS and UniFi Drive as the winner.
That's fair.
Honorable
Solid
mention
product.
for travel router or router.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think there's still some things that are like even on the page for the travel router they announced. There are things that are still coming.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what there is like. Is it OpenVPN? Was it that's still coming?
Yeah, that
yes.
I think they mentioned that in WireGuard. I don't know which ones.
I don't remember which
now.
one it was.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But it supports teleport, doesn't it? So
right.
All right. And second to last category, application of the year. So this is really broad, just staring at the long list of software updates, and not necessarily trusting that a major version number is a big update. Actually focusing on the quality of the software, the new features that were added, just kind of overall what was the best application of the year. My vote for last year, 2024, would have definitely been the network application, and I think that's a strong contender again this year. But I think more than network, which we did go from, I think 9.0 or 9.1 was January. So we had all those versions of 9, and then we saw right at the end of the year network 10. So there's a lot of big versions, a lot of features. We got object-oriented networking, zone-based firewall, like all of that stuff was this year.
Huge.
But that's not my vote. My vote is UniFi Protect. What about you guys?
I have
Same.
to agree. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Clean
Protect
sweep. UniFi Protect.
Big jumps this year.
Yeah. I
It
can't
grew
remember when
up.
face detection came out, but I think that was this year. I'm not sure, but it's gone leaps and bounds. The accuracy of how it detects things is really good. So
Yeah. Even just face protection has gotten so much better since it was announced or since it was first released.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I
Nice.
definitely feel like Protect got its legs and grew up and ran this year.
Yep. Yeah.
To put all of the different analogies together.
Yeah, mix some metaphors up and there you go. And then, like the only other ones that really stood out were, like we mentioned, UniFi Drive. I think that's pretty strong. It's kind of mind blowing how many applications they have. The identity, play, connect, talk, relay, access. It's just like, but yeah, many of them stood out. I think Protect is by far the strongest. Alarm Manager, the merging of access and protect, like that whole area, I feel like they focused a lot on this year, and it's been all really good.
Was that this year to allow all of the doorbell and access cameras to be able to be streamed like regular cameras as part of Protect? Was that this year?
Yeah, like
because that was a game changer. It was amazing.
Yep. In general, like
also I was begging
access and
for it.
protect came together a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Love it.
application of the year, UniFi Protect. And finally, for the hardware of the year, this is, if we just look at all the categories that we had, our pick for camera was the G6 180. Our pick for doorbell or access product was the Doorbell Lite. The non-camera Protect, we picked the MVR Instant. For wired networking, I picked the Cloud Gateway Fiber. For wireless, we picked the U7 Pro XG and XGS. And for accessory, we picked the camera mounts, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, of that list,
I thought accessory was the junction boxes.
or junction boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So yeah, junction boxes definitely is the winner here. Of that list there, is there anything that stood above and beyond in your eyes as far as hardware of the year?
I think out of that list, I've picked the NVR Instant just because of how simple it makes an installation and how much of a sort of a one-stop shop that kind of device is. I think that's fantastic, really. So that's my pick out of those products anyway. So
Well, you put the travel router in, I guess. We can throw that in. Honorary mention.
yeah, honorary mention.
And Jesse, you picked the G6
I did. It was a difficult choice because I really, really like where they're going with the U7 Pro XG and XGS, as we talked about before. To Evan's point, the NVR Instant really, as I took that out of the box for the first time, I was just shocked looking at the back of it and being, they did that too. They put this in also. It's also a Switch. Like all of these features, it was awesome. So yeah, would have loved the NVR Instant, but I got to go with the G6 and I do. I love this camera. I have been begging for them to put out a camera like this for a long time. It is only 20 FPS, which does knock it a little bit, but in performance of the actual camera in day-to-day use, I haven't been annoyed with it or haven't really noticed that much. So yeah, new category, or not new category, but new form factor that they've never done before. And it's the clarity is fantastic. I love it. So yeah, definitely 180.
Well, I picked a different thing. I picked the Cloud Gateway Fiber. So none of us agree. I think all three of them are worth consideration. I think they're all really, really good. If I had to pick a secondary pick, I would say the NVR Instant. So that's my vote. Do you guys agree, or would you feel strongly about one of the other three? This really matters, guys. This really matters.
It's really important. Yeah.
Our entire reputations are on the line here. Right. I think as a second, the NVR Instant was a all-around breakout combo product that yeah, okay, I could be convinced.
Nice.
All right. Well, yeah, it's a three-way tie, but we're giving the tie because Alex, he deserves one more tiebreaker, I guess. We're giving it to the NVR Instant. So the NVR Instant is our hardware of the year.